Patreon member shout out. I heard a knock upon my door the other day. I open it to find you staring in my face. The fear of mortal stalk, it still reverberates. Everywhere I go, I drag this coffin just in case. Hey guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with a Veve Omi update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. I love you all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Good times yesterday. Everyone comment down below if you like Falling in Reverse. Good times. Saw them. Electric Factory in Philadelphia. Comment down below if you're from Philadelphia. Anyway, I had a 4-hour live stream, Mr. Pags. I had a video that I made yesterday that did really well just because anytime David Yu says something or posts something on like LinkedIn or Instagram, whatever, it usually kind of makes the rounds and people are speculating about the price or the abilities of the Back to the Future vehicles, the DeLorean. Escaped my mind for a second. And nothing's happened yet. Will something happen in the future? Like in the Veveverse, if it goes 88 miles an hour, will it disappear? I don't know. But I have the whole set and I'm waiting. I'm ready for it. So Mr. Pags is bearish about a couple things, saying that for all of Veve's very good points, a lot of comics or a lot of drops that they do that have a lot of really good meat, they drop X amount of many that also do not have a lot of meat that nobody really likes or reads or whatever. And yeah, fair point. And some people that bought some of these things in January, where you could buy anything and it would go up like the next week, they have experienced a very, very big loss, a very big downturn, just because the market goes in peaks and valleys. It happens with this. It happens with sports cards. It happens with Pokemon. It happens with every single collector's item in the history of the world. It just happens like that. And people that got into flip, not because they like collecting, they're feeling it, and it's the first time they're getting punched in the face, and it hurts. Here to tell you that are the Tobies, or are like the comics that nobody reads, or are the a collectible from an artist that no one really heard of before this, are they gonna 5x anytime soon? Probably not. Are they gonna 5x in a couple of years? Maybe. If they've started here, they're down here, then yeah, that could make sense. He did make a point to talk about grails and say like, yeah, grails are what he's all about. He is known as the low mint master. And during this whole stream, I was selling a couple of what people would consider A-tier lists, and that's kind of what I want to go over. Wind the clocks back 8 months ago, Captain America, like all of these good secret rare Marvels like Deadpool, Storm, Captain America, ones that I have sold for what I bought yesterday. I was doing it in the middle of the stream, and finally, eventually, I got one of what I think is the top 5 collectibles on the market right now. Secret Rare Spider-Man is probably going to be my favorite. I don't think I'll ever get that one back unless those prices stay here as Omi Moons. I don't know. There's a lot of different scenarios that could take place. And I think that people that want to cash out have already sold, and they're just waiting on MTL, and they'll cash out that way. Like as soon as MTL comes, I don't think that's when people are going to start selling. I mean, they might, but I think that would be, if they're going to sell, they'd probably want to sell. They probably would have sold already. But I think Spider-Man, the Secret Rare, is obviously probably going to be the most expensive on the app so far. If they release Pokemon and they got a Secret Rare Mewtwo, like my God, if they have a like a Secret Rare, Mario or Princess Peach or maybe not Zero Suit Samus, but if they have any of the big Nintendo characters, that might do it as well. But currently, I think that would be Spider-Man. He'd be my favorite one. Again, I don't have him. I had sold him for Omi a while back. In that Spider-Man family, I think Ultra Rare Spider-Man also is very good because you have that. If you don't want to pay at some point like high 5 figures or at some point 6 figures for the Secret Rare, might as well get the Ultra Rare. Outside of that, if you go flip over to DC, you have the Todd, which is like immortalized. I have the comic, there's physical statue, and there's obviously the digital one. the first one ever on the blockchain. That's always going to be worth money. Obviously, right now it's worth, I don't know, like less than 5K, which I think is pretty cheap compared to where it was. Now it's well over a 10x from where it was last year, like $400, but from where it was, it's like a third. So same thing with Riso. Riso is another one of my favorites, which I had sold for the Walt, for the partner statue. I'll tell you why in a second. Riso is one of those that's first ultra rare. It looks so awesome. That whole first set is going to be worth a lot in the coming years. Just from a collector standpoint, first of anything, first on like that's the first. That's like base set for Pokemon cards. Does everyone really love Pidgeotto? I mean, maybe, but it's one of Ash's first Pokemon that he caught. All right, does everybody love like Weedle or Caterpie? That's not their favorite Pokemon. People are very familiar with it because as some of the first ones that you encounter in Viridian Forest, early evolution stages, pretty easy to like those. But nobody is like dying. Like their main goal is not to get a Caterpie first edition PSA 10, even though it's like $100-something. Or in that same breath, like Joey Mad, maybe nobody's really pumped to go and get him, but he's part of the first set. You need him to complete it. Like you want it. There is less than 1,500 people that can ever get that first set, ever. And you can get that set right now for less than $15,000. And I get it. Well, Chavez, not everyone has 5 figures to be able to go, drop and run that. I get that. I understand. It's just that set is going to be iconic. Despite what Palm is trying to do, trying to spin a yarn, tell people that they have the first DC NFT, obviously that's not true. Obviously we do. First Batman one on Veve. People will realize that at some point, And the last one that I did want to talk about is the Walt, why I sold everything for it. I like every single one, maybe with the exception of the ultra rare Spider-Man, the Todd, the Riso, and the secret rare Spider-Man. I actually like those physical collectibles more than I like the partner statue. I'm gonna get kicked out of that partner statue Discord if they see this, but it's like, okay, well, Chavez, like, why? Like, you're being hypocritical. You said like you shouldn't really be a flipper. You should be a collector, and well, for the most part, I am a collector. But I also think that if you can do things to grow your own collection, like some people like that love these certain things, Hot Wheels. Like they'll sell part of their collection to grow their collection. And we've seen this happen before, other people selling. Now, I could have sold, it would have been financially probably the better move to sell my alligators, my secret rare alligator Lokis, because I have 17 of them. I only had one secret rare Storm, and it was number 82. I only had one Riso. I had one Captain America secret rare. Only 1,000 people could ever get those. And I have 17 secret rare alligator Lokis. Why didn't I sell those? I love them. I also told people I would never sell. So that is something that I have held true to. I've never sold a Loki. I do have one where people can go and follow me on the app. It's the only sub 100 out there. It's listed for $10,000. I don't expect anyone to buy it right now. If the floor suddenly goes to 4K, then okay, yeah, then I would expect someone to buy that. Especially if it's the only one. But right now, currently, there's so few of those out there. I would not. I don't think it would be good to sell right now. But the Walt partner statue, I did this because a lot of Disney peeps aren't in yet, and going conspiracy mode here. A lot of me and Pags were talking about the number 33 yesterday. We went on a whole bunch of stuff. We went on a journey yesterday. But part of the thing was 33. Oh, hey, Freemasons. Oh, hey, what about Disney? Do you think that's why they have the Club 33? And we got all like biblical and stuff. And not even talking about that. I'm just talking about how there exists a Club 33 in Disney. For those of you that do not know, according to Google, Club 33 is an exclusive club where members are able to enter private dining and lounge areas in almost every Disney park around the world. And Walt Disney himself was the only member of the club until his death in 1966. Now many celebrities have attended, such as Tiger Woods, Tom Hanks, Elton John, Christina Aguilera. Even though it's been many years since its start, Club 33 has remained extremely exclusive. Obviously, it's not limited to just famous people. Anyone with money that can pay like $20,000 or $30,000, however much it is, can go and get in. Now, how many people are there? Nobody really knows, but we could probably wager that it's in the 1% that can only get in. Because like I said, it's about $33,000 to get in and about $15,000 a year to maintain your membership. For anyone that has dated any rich people you might know, they're members of all these exclusive clubs and lounges that they don't ever go to. They just do it because they say. So Chavez, why are you going on about Club 33? What does that have to do with Waltz? Well, there is a secret Discord. If you have one, you can get an invite in. They were very, very welcoming. And there's, I don't know, maybe like a couple hundred people in the Discord, maybe like close to 1,000. Do you know how many people that are Disney fans that aren't in? I've gone through this so many times. I feel like a broken record. It's already been for 50 something thousand before. Already had sales for 50 something thousand, gems at least, and now it's down to 12. I bought it $12,000. That's lunacy. It went down to like 11.6, I guess, at some point during the day where I didn't have the money for it. Is this the bottom? I have absolutely no idea. There could be people that are going to continue to sell because maybe they have bot accounts and they're like, oh well. I'm not caught yet, but I will be soon. So I'm going to, sell this while I can. Maybe. I also think there will be bot accounts that go and are going to be banned, and those wallets are pretty much going to be locked up. When you have someone like Dr. Profit, just one person that has like 300 something wallets, 350, I think, last time he posted on Twitter. Okay, well, 4,333 were made. Okay, so less than 4,000 are available. Because he has so many. I think Ray Fixie, I'm sure, has dozens. I'm sure he's got dozens of those as well. Okay, well, why? Because they know where this is going. I'm sure that Ray Fixie and Dr. Profit probably do have almost every set, if not every set. But they do that for master collector points. They do that for cloud, number of collectibles, whatever. They want to be the top of the top of the top. 100% okay. But I don't think they're getting 10 sets of Mermicornos each. I don't think they're getting 10 sets of Toby, 10 sets of Electra, 10 sets of the Kripkins. I think they're getting, again, like hundreds of the wall, which is nuts. But they're not going to be the only people like this. And there are going to be some ETH whales coming in. There are going to be some Omi whales like myself and above that once you get Omi to NFT, if these prices stay the way they are, which I do not expect them to at all, I completely expect them to go back up to 50,000 gems, probably this year. You have Omi to NFT. Okay, somebody that has $5,000 worth of Omi right now, and suddenly, Omi does a 10x, and it goes from 0.0025 to 2.5 cents. And suddenly they have $50,000 and they didn't expect to have that. Like, oh, I can get this Walt. Like if they give Walt utility, if they go and say, hey, you know what? We as Disney filed for our metaverse and it costs a little bit to get in. But if you go and you have any of our original Disney golden moments, or specifically the Walt, I mean, it could be the same thing. Like you can get the same thing with the skateboard probably, but that is their baby. They are very, very exclusive with their IP. Like the only other, let's just go with Mickey Mouse in general, Steamboat Willie. The only other company to ever get a license for Steamboat Willie outside of Veve was Lego. I don't think anyone else had the rights to a partner statue with Walt and Mickey as like the craziest double first appearance probably ever. Like maybe if they get Ash and Pikachu, maybe that could outdo it. Or something along those lines. I'm trying to think of other iconic duos. I don't see anything being a more iconic duo except for maybe something Pokemon, or like they have like the Mario Brothers, something Nintendo related. This will stay king. And when these millions of obsessed, like anyone ever dating a horse girl, anyone that has knows what I'm talking about. Obsessed. Any girl ever date a guy obsessed with cars? Obsessed. Like take the horse girls and the car guys that are obsessed with those specific things, multiply it by 8, and that's what Disney people are. I'm friends with many of them. I'm cousins with a couple of them, and they're going to come and they're just going to be like, I need it. The Disney peeps will want it. The ETH whales will want it. The people that are FOMOing in will want it, that have never had money before. Like, had like, maybe they had a little bit of money. They had like $10,000 worth of OMI. They're able to get like 4 million OMI. Suddenly, when OMI's worth like 25 cents, I got $1 million. Again, why will this happen? I know what it's like to not have money and then to suddenly have money. That is a learning curve, and you just ask a million people if they won the lotto, they get $1 million. What would they do? Oh, I'd buy a house, I'd buy a car, I'd buy this, I go out there. It's not about what they would invest in. It's nothing about what, I'm gonna save for my future. It's all about like the here and the now. It's like people that break their diets because they just want that mouth pleasure of cake. It's just that instant gratification, and buying one of the top things on the app that that FOMO will ring in hard. That FOMO will come back with a vengeance, and especially when you have the web app coming up, and suddenly you don't have to put in $350 or $600 on your phone or on your thing, per transaction. You can go and put in 10, 20, 50 grand all at once. People will do that. Will I sell them for something? I mean, I only have one, and I do have a Fantastic Four #1, which I could sell. I am waiting for, that's something that, I guess a point against the partner statue is that some of these comics, like Marvel Comics #1, Fantastic Four #1, Fantastic Four #5, a bunch of these, there are real-time data of the physical copies of that are selling for hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars. The only physical statue that you have of partners is not for sale. That's not something that you have any statistical data on. So that is kind of a point for the comics, maybe not really against the Walt, but I made a video because everyone was like freaking out. It's like, oh my god, you bought a Walt. I was like, I did it. I love this game. So anyway, guys, please comment, like, and subscribe. Comment what you think about all this. And everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. Everyone, please check out at HeyDavidDonna, at King Mavs Forever over on the Twitter. Standoff Chart and King Mavs over on the Veve app. Kobe Collects Omi Player 1 over on the YouTube. Raytax.eth domain name. Kyle Willson, Wendy Stibalis, Veve Las Vegas, Taps Trades, Mars Davis, Legacy of Bermuda, Sony Pop Media, The Gale, Veve Darklink, and Veve Vibes, all on the YouTube. And you got at Wet Wizard Veve and Gario at 1234CA3 on the Twitter. I love you guys. Goodbye. Meow, 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 meow.